Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin, which is currently trading at $110,673. And as they say, everything is going according to plan. Let's take a look at the chart. You can see the markup from the previous video, where I pointed out that the probability of moving from the upper averages down to the lower ones, around the 200-day mark, is quite high. Moreover, I did not rule out and still do not rule out a move lower, but for now, this movement has stopped. This video will be very short. Pay attention to this. Bitcoin closed above the 200-day moving average yesterday and the day before after having broken below it. And this means that with a fairly high probability, we will be following a scenario where we remain squeezed between the moving averages for a long time. So right now, I would say that the move towards the area of 114,000 back to the 150-day moving averages is more likely. The green line is the 50-day moving average, the red one is the 100-day moving average. So we will be in some kind of sideways range. At the same time, let me remind you that most likely we will see a scenario of this kind of inverted pennant. And such a scenario implies a breakout from this pennant further downward. And the nearest target to the downside is $102,000. So, to put it very succinctly regarding the current situation, right now I expect a move towards the 114,000 area, but with an eventual breakout downward. That's the simplest analysis. But it's quite obvious. What else would I like to draw your attention to? The Chicago Mercantile Exchange closed on Friday around $109,900, something like that. You'll see the exact value on your screen. This means that right now we have a gap with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange of about $1,000, and it acts as a magnet. Accordingly, if before trading starts on Sunday or Monday, depending on which time zone you look at, we don't close this gap and instead go higher right now, then this gap will act as a magnet and will mean that we will eventually return to the 200-day moving average. Now let's take a look at the monthly time frame for Bitcoin. We've just finished the month of October and November has begun. Let's see what we can observe here. Well, first of all, what we can clearly see is a double divergence. I've shown it many times already. The RSI is going down while the highs are rising. The second thing we can see, and this is good news, is that for the first time in a long while, a 100-month moving average has appeared on the Binance chart. And that's good because it serves as a reference point for potential declines. So if Bitcoin breaks through the 50-month moving average, which is currently around $57,000, then the next move could be toward the 100-month average, which is in the $40,000 range or lower, but right now it's $36,000. The October candle closed as a candle of indecision, but it closed red after setting a new all-time high. The exact same situation happened in August, and this quite unambiguously suggests that the breakout from this sideways range will be downward. Down to where? Well, the nearest support is right here. We've already tested it. It's $102,500, which is the highest close of the January candle. And if this low is broken, then technically a move at least to the base of the May candle of this year is already being suggested. That's about $94,000, yes. And that's also the bottom of the trading range from which the growth started in January 2025. Now let's look at the weekly candles. What about the weekly candles? Notice that on the weekly candles we got close but didn't touch or reach the 5-week moving average. And if we look at Bitcoin's history, it has already come to this average once, twice, 3 times and pierced it with candle wicks. This suggests that the next 4th time could be much deeper and could bring Bitcoin's price down to the area of the 100-week moving average. And that's the region of $81,500. So with that, we'll wrap up this video. At the moment, the situation looks more like a long position, aiming for the area of $114,000, from where the movement will most likely head toward the 200-day moving average. And when we break through it, we will most likely see the movement go here to the area, well, first to the 5-week average, which is $102,000, and then to the 100-week average, which is around $82,000. For now, that's how it looks. The situation is constantly changing, and it could shift in a bullish direction as well. But for now, I don't see any reasons for a global rise in Bitcoin. Subscribe to the channel and leave your comments. All the best.